chief at this point in time, and it's me. All right? Thank you all on behalf of the Tremblay and Manson family for all of you for being here. It's a holiday weekend. I know it's a tremendous effort to get here.
Florida especially.
See, Jody's, I was going to give a gift away for those that travel the furthest, and done. Atlanta. Okay. First off, you guys knocked it out of the park. Putting this together is just unbelievable. I mean, there's a lot of fun to have. Michelle, crazy good. You know, I mean, you look so beautiful. Paul, you're a handsome devil yourself. You know that. Who would have thought years ago that a bespectacled young girl from Encinitas, a shy girl, and kind of a self-proposed chubby kid from Solana Beach. And look at her. They dress up pretty well. Paul, or Don and Anna, welcome to grandparenthood. I mean, you've got a good one here. 6 years, 8 months. Brody is full of love. He's got a lot to give. He's a great, great young man. And he has 2 hot aunts, by the way, but they're married, gentlemen. Catherine and Jacqueline, you're not married? Okay, we'll talk to you later. And uncles Eric and Scott, great, great guys. Tremblay family's tremendous. I can't even believe how this whole thing worked out. It's just a tremendous thing. And something that you might want to consider, and if you want to get out, you know, texting or anything like that, I thought maybe what I would do is come up with a few things that married couples do. So if you want to email me, I'll shoot it to you. It's john@gmortgagegroup.com. All right. I know word economy, Michelle. Okay. The first thing you need to do, this is number 1, is make your bed in the morning. I mean, how hard is that, right? Now, I try to do that every morning, but Debbie's still asleep, so I can't do it. But I truly believe that if you do something together early enough in the day and accomplish something, good things are going to happen the rest of the day. Number 2, start with a plan, but live in the now. Okay? Things don't always go according to plan, though. You know, like, well, let's bring it up because it's fresh. Mom and Dad being left at the church without a ride, but. That's right. I mean, it's a little fresh. And I don't want any of you USD guys picking the scab, all right? Because I'm starting to get over it a little bit. And this might be difficult for some of you. Like yourself. The person who you're with most in life is yourself. So if you don't like yourself, you're always going to be someone that you don't like. And I think you guys are so good about that. You know what I mean? There's a lot to like there, too. Number 5, and there's only 7 of these guys, so I figured. You can't remember a phone number, so. Although in college you did. Yeah. Number 5, don't ever go to bed mad. Now, has anyone done that? We know better than that, don't we? Don't go to bed mad. Number 6, err in the direction of compassion. Okay? Marriage is a we game, not a me game. And you guys are really good about that. You both are chiefs, but that's all right. And then for my Jewish buddies out in the crowd, because they know this so well, the Hebrew word for love is I give. And if you go every day in your life and you give to your spouse, That's love.
Amen, brother.
On a more serious note, I thought long and hard about, saying something that, you guys would remember I said this to you at your wedding day. And it would just always be seared in your mind. And I'm going to read this because it's kind of emotional. Never eat from a Phoenix food truck in the middle of the summer. ACs don't work, Pablo, sometimes. We talked about that in my kitchen. You eat stuff that's 4 weeks overdue, all right? Not good. In finality, let it be said that Paul and Michelle Tremblay, some 50, 80, 100 years from now, that you lived a wonderful, loving, and fun life, and that you gave back to your community, and I love you too. Nailed it.
Well, at first I was worried that my speech was going to be a little bit too long, but after following my dad, I'm not worried about that whatsoever. I'd first like to give a warm and heartfelt congratulations to the new Mr. and Mrs. Tremblay. The hashtag Team Tremblay theme of the wedding is quite perfect and suits this pair just right. They're two very competitive, driven, passionate people that play with a lot of heart. It's so nice to see you two happy together. Brody, wherever he is, there he is, happy and loved. And all three of you so excited to expand upon your already strong family. Well, Michelle and I obviously have a lot of history together, as I am her sister. Some of my favorite memories include riding the Ferris wheel, decorating tricycles for the parade at the gym, staying up late to beat the next bubble level. Oh yeah, nailed it. Running amok around the racquetball courts at the gym, sitting sideline to her games and her sitting sideline to mine, dancing around in our underwear on New Year's Eve, rapping out to every 80s and 90s TV show theme song. Oh yeah. Knowing every television commercial jingle, dancing like not many have the ability, and we will show you later in the evening. I could go on and on. Our memories are endless. They last a lifetime because when life gets busy, hard, chaotic, dramatic, or overwhelming, we still know that we have each other. Living in different states with very active children, being a wife as you are now, work and all around crazy busy schedules, you don't always get to talk on the phone for hours, have that simple glass or bottle of wine, stay up late and talking as we once have had the luxury. However, that does not the slightest change the fact that I would be the first person to congratulate you on your successes, pick you up after a failure, or Kung Fu Panda someone that tried to mess with you. And I know she'd do the same for me. Now, Paul. When we first met, I thought, wow, he's a good guy. But then I met his family and I was like, oh, Michelle, you got to hang on to this one, because his family is awesome. Seriously though, your sense of humor, your positivity, and infectious personality are a few of the many traits that have attracted Michelle to you. You know Michelle just about as well as anyone. You make her smile, even when she's giving you dirty looks out of annoyance because of your innate ability to be so happy all the time. I know you will wake up every day next to Michelle knowing today is going to be a good day. In case you haven't heard the story about how Paul and Michelle met, which that would be surprising, There are many different versions of the same story that takes place at the bocce tournament 3 years ago. Paul's version goes a little something like this. He's talking with a friend. Hey, dude, you see that chick? Dude, do you know who that is? Nope. That's John Manson's daughter. Warning, caution, red flag, abort mission, no fly zone, don't go there. and Paul's thinking, so you're telling me there's a chance? Michelle's version, well, it's a little bit longer, more drawn out. We know who is wearing what, who is walking where, what specific shade or hue of color the sand was, how many clouds were in the sky, what number court we were playing on, and what beverage she was partaking in at that specific moment. But I'll give you the condensed version. My mom. Hi. Michelle. Mom, that's so embarrassing. You don't even know who that is. Mom. Yes, I do. That's Paul Tremblay from USD football. Michelle's going, so you're telling me there's a chance? Well, I've been reserved to tell my side of the story. Because yes, I was there. But I think it's about time. And like I said before, Michelle and I love a good old school throwback. So now it's time for one of our favorites. Now this is a story all about how Michelle turned hers upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how these two lovebirds became a perfect pair. East Encinitas, born and raised, finding daycare is where she spent most of her days. Chilling out, maxing, relaxing, all cool and all shooting some botches in a tutu made of cool. When a couple of guys promoted some good, started watching botches in our neighborhood. Came home for the night and Michelle got scared. I said, you're going out tonight, and threw my hands up in the air. Paul whistled for a cab, and when it came in the air, he tried to play it fresh, checking out the mirror. If anything, he could say that this catch was rare, but I thought, yeah, go get it. You're home, he's so scared. Up to a house, a little too late. Yelled to the cabby, go home, it's not you later. She looked at her king, he was finally there to sit on her throne as a cute and Tremblay pair. And on that note, please raise your glasses to this great team, Team Tremblay. Congratulations, I love you both. Welcome to the family.
Good evening, everybody. So I'm Catherine. And I'm Jacqueline. And we are Paul's two favorite sisters. Now, before the Tremblay clan included Paul, we were happy. True story. I had a best friend across the street, a little sister who would tag along to whatever I wanted to do, and the top bed of our trundle bed system.
And I had a big sis to show me the ropes, to borrow all her toys, and a partner in crime when I needed. What more could we need?
We were happy.
But something was missing.
Then one day, our mother told us that she was pregnant and we were going to be big sisters. She even tried to sweeten the deal by getting us sweatshirts stating our big sister status.
When Paul first came home, he was pretty cute. Paul, I can remember wanting to hold you and help you so much. Mom would set me up on the trundle bed, and when you were sleeping, she would let me just kind of hold you there, and you were just so quiet and cute.
Quiet and cute. Then our world was turned upside down.
We had to move to a new house
We had to move to a new town.
and change schools.
And to add insult to injury, Paul was the one who got his own room, while we still had to share.
It
fair. But yeah, he had his own room, and yes, he became the prince of our family. And yes, it seemed like he had twice as many toys as we did.
But Paul added something to our family that we didn't know was missing. With Paul a little bit younger than both of us, childhood memories and that innocence seemed to last just a little bit longer. He was full of wonder and imagination.
We used to love to stand quietly at his door and watch him play with his Ninja Turtles, of which he had a million, like every single one ever made. Now, my watching him was more out of a big sister need to tease my little brother than any sort of admiration. But looking back, I do admire his imagination. He would never notice either of us standing at the door while he was immersed in the world that he created, playing out stories full of heroes and villains, and good always came out on top. And much to his chagrin, one of us would always get a chance to catch him with his imaginary friends. Hashtag Bebop and Rocksteady.
His love for all things innocent and traditional continued on as he grew. I can remember a not-so-young Paul getting highly upset at me when my response was, "No, of course we don't have Easter eggs to dye for the Easter Bunny to hide. We're 17 and 22 years old." But that conversation did end with me going to the store so that we would have eggs to dye that Easter. Heck, he's still the first one to wake up on Christmas morning.
That's true.
Maybe Brody might have
I know, Brody might beat you to it. Looking back, Paul was the glue that held us together.
And as we grew, our little brother was no longer so little, and the roles began to change.
Paul was no longer our baby brother, but rather our big brother who just happened to be younger than us.
He was protective and supportive, always making sure that our dating lives were in order, our jobs were going well, and that we were happy.
And he never failed to check in or just send a random text to say, "I love you," or "I got your back." Now, Paul did acquire a trait from our mother. What's a nice word for worry?
Concern?
Yeah, concern. Concern. So Paul gets a little concerned when things aren't totally under his control. So
there's probably a lot of stories that can fit really well right here, but there's a famous passport story that fits really well right here. And the short version is this. Paul was on his way to meet the rest of the family in the Cayman Islands, and when he got to LAX, he realized that he forgot his passport at home. So what does he do? He calls me at the house in full-on panic mode, trying to explain the situation. And the situation came out in about 3-word sentences that sounded something like, "My passport, the dresser, I'm gonna miss my plane, go there, drive it to me now." But the story has a happy ending. Paul ended up in the Caymans on time, but not without a lot of his concern being expressed. But truly, Paul, your concern comes from a place where you just enjoy seeing peace for everybody, making sure that everything is at ease, going smoothly.
And you can really see Paul's keen awareness for the things and people around him in times like that.
And Paul is also sensitive.
You know, you see him and he's this big guy walking down the street and not really a guy that you would want to mess with. But then you get to know him and he's always ready with a hug. And he's just really a big teddy bear. When Paul was a junior in college, I had the privilege of watching him and some of the fine gentlemen here play football for University of San Diego. And I remember one game in particular where, I'm sorry to say, boys, but you were losing. And the kicker missed a field goal. And this kid, it was just terrible. You could see the devastation on his face. And and after the coach is cleared, who was there with his hand on his kicker's shoulder but Paul? And you could see him saying, It's just a game, shake it off, game's not on your shoulders. Paul was there, offering the best support he could. Michelle, we know you've witnessed these qualities in your relationship as well, whether through the trips that you both took while living in different cities, the weekly letter you still receive, or the long, detailed proposal that you received last year.
And just like we thought we were happy before Paul, we also thought we were happy before you. But now we know that then and until now, something was missing.
When our mom first told us we were going to be big sisters, naturally, we wanted a sister. Well, Paul finally found us one.
Paul, you've really met your true match. Michelle, we've seen your protective side as a mother to a wonderful son.
And we have seen your supportive side as Paul's biggest fan, even out of state.
We've even seen your concerned side. Now, this next story comes secondhand from our mother, who was able to witness Michelle's concerned side.
Now, this story also has a happy ending, but it goes something like this. So we were in Vegas for Michelle's birthday, and we're leaving the restaurant. The younger ones are kind of leading the way, and the parents are lollygagging behind, and Paul gets in a, we'll call it heated discussion, with a security guard and eventually a Las Vegas police officer. So as Michelle is witnessing this escalation, she quickly, in her heels and dress, hustles back to the parents, exclaiming, "Get Dawn! Paul's getting arrested!" Now, the level of Michelle's concern, in my mother's mind, meant Paul was in handcuffs, being put into a paddy wagon. These are my mother's words. Being toted off to the Las Vegas Police Department. But as we come upon the scene, Paul is still talking to the same police officer, nowhere near getting arrested. Everything was fine.
And Michelle, and we've also seen your sensitive side. When you smile at our brother, or the way you guys hold hands, or even today when you guys were up on the altar together.
Paul, we are so happy that you and Michelle have joined married life together.
And Michelle and Brody, we are so happy that now you have joined Team Tremblay.
So please raise a glass and join us in the toast to the newest family of the Tremblay clan.